Hello, everybody. Welcome along. My name is Benjamin Bloom. This is the Benjamin Bloom Football Channel. Please leave your bias at the door and join us for day 10 of the Euros. This is our review of yesterday's games. There were only two. We've had, I don't know how many consecutive days, 8 days of 3 games per day. And things calmed down for a day, but we're 4 games today. The key thing that happened yesterday is it was our first group completion. So Group A is finished. We know who's first. Italy. We know who's second. Wales. And we now spend the next few days trying to figure out which third place teams are going to be qualifying the 4 out of 6. The results yesterday do put the cat amongst the pigeons a little bit. Switzerland 3, Turkey 1 does put Switzerland in a potentially qualifying position with 4 points. Again, we'll know a hell of a lot more by the end of play today, as in another 2 groups have finished. And look, if both those groups end with third place on 3 points, Switzerland are already qualified. So they're in with a chance, but look, we've got about 18 games worth of results to parlay into that. It was also Italy 1, Wales 0. Italy topped the group on maximum points, but Wales hit that second place. There was a couple of squeaky moments during the game where we thought the big 5-goal swing that would have been retired was going to happen, especially with the Swiss 2 ahead and getting a 1v1, Wales going behind and then going down to 10 men. But in the end, the Welsh did what they need to, the Italians did what they need to, and the Swiss, at the expense of the Turks, who've been dreadful, haven't they, are potentially looking like they could get through as well. Let's have a look at the 2 games. And over in Rome, it was Italy 1, Wales 0. 8 changes for the Italians. So Donnarumma, Bonucci and Jorginho stay as starters. Everybody else changes. And not even Donnarumma, the keeper's going to finish the game. So I think Roberto Mancini trying to involve literally every single one of his squad. Here's your team. Donnarumma, so Toloyan at right back. Bonucci keeps his place. Bastoni and Emerson come in the back 4. We're still waiting on Chiellini. We'll see if he's back in the knockout phases. Pessina comes in and scores. Jorginho, Verratti returns. He's the one where he could force his way in, but with Locatelli scoring 2 in that midfield and Barella playing well, he's going to do well to get in there. Bernardeschi down the right, Chiesa down the left, Belotti up top, replacing Immobile, who might have fancied playing with Golden Boot aspirations, but nope, it's a second string Italian 11. The Welsh, no such luxury there. They needed something out of the game, although they do take out Kiefer Moore, Chris Mepham and Ben Davis, who are on yellow cards. Ward in goal, Roden, Ampadu, Gunter, Roberts, Williams, and then pretty familiar looking there, Morel, Allen, James, Bale and Ramsey have all played. Obviously they don't have the focal point of Kiefer Moore. Up top, first big chance of the game there, Belotta neither crosses nor shoots that one. And look how close Chris Gunter goes there, free header from a corner, just drifts it over and clips the roof of the net there on 26. But the Italians take the lead, spot the ball there on the near post, Pessina. And what this picture doesn't tell you is the shift to the left, if we're quoting the time warp, by Ward. Ward looks like he's going to save that wherever it goes, doesn't he? He takes a step to the left and Pessina puts it to his right. And that's enough with the pace on the ball and the good direction on the shot from Pessina to give the Italians the lead 1-0 before half-time. At this point, the Swiss are, I believe, 2-0 up as well. So Cat is amongst pigeons. Cat would have been more amongst pigeons in the second half if Bernardeschi had snuck that free kick in the corner. He hits the post. Then, a couple of chances for Wales. The Italians destined not to concede a goal in the group phases. Ramsey is in. And would a central striker have been making the run there into the penalty box? I don't know. Ramsey couldn't either step across the keeper and force a penalty or generate enough of an angle for a viable shot there. And then things got harder for the Welsh. Ethan Ampadu is red carded. Is it Bernadeschi? I think it is. And it's the whole tread on the foot thing again, which we've seen for a few penalties now. Ampadu goes in, and look, we've done this to death on the channel. So it's serious foul play if it's a red card. It's not violent conduct red card, of course. So you're looking for excessive force, which I didn't really see. Endangering the opponent, that can be the only thing. Treading on the foot, really go down with that much force, but enough force for it to be painful. I don't know. It's certainly not a lunge from the back or side with 1 or 2 feet that's also mentioned in the serious foul play rules. I think it's a bit of a harsh one, but it is what it is, and the red card comes out for Ampadu. And then Wales, you're sitting there worrying, thinking, oh no, are the Italians going to run riot now? Are the Swiss going to grab a couple more goals in the other game? Are Wales going to drop to third? No. In fact, they should have equalised. The one player you want that to fall to is Gareth Bale. On the volley, just can't sort his balance out and his technique, and he floats that one over the bar. If he gets his knee over that, he volleys that to Donnarumma's left, and he's got no chance. The Milan goalkeeper. It doesn't go in, but Wales do get to the end at 1-0, and it is enough. Viable win for the Italians, look. 2.5 on the XG, and Infogol got 2.26. 69-31 on the possession, 23 shots to 3, 6-1 on target, 7 corners to 1. However, look down the bottom there, 2 big chances apiece. So they could have snatched something, but most of those underlying metrics tell us Italy, or Italy second string, were good value for that one. We'll look at the tables in a bit and what the Welsh are going to be looking at in terms of the second phase, round of 16, the knockouts, whatever you want to call it. So yeah, let me know your thoughts on that one. Italy 1, Wales 0. Over we go to Baku, Switzerland versus Turkey. The Swiss, remember, drawing with the Welsh and then losing to the Italians. And losing to the Italians, as it turns out, more emphatically than the Welsh did. And that was key at the end of it. When the games are played is absolutely vital, isn't it? I was doing my fixture unveils for the Dearly Departed the other day, and the certain dull comments of you play everybody twice, it doesn't matter what order. Nonsense. Absolute nonsense. The Welsh got the Italians after they'd qualified, and that made a huge difference to the final outcome of this group. For Switzerland, Sommer in goal, Elvedia Kanji, Rodriguez drops in to centre-back. He's played wing-back the first couple of games. Vidma in over in Barbu, Zuba down the left, Xhaka, Friller, Shaqiri, Embolo, Seferovic. For the Turks, Shakir, Celik, Demiral returns, Soyuncu, Moldor, Ayhan, Under, Tufan, Kavici, Chahanoglu and Yilmaz up the top. And there are some great goals in this game. We were covering the Welsh game because it's a home nation, but they were flashing up during the game. There's the opener from Seferovic, edge of the box, drills that in to Shakir's left in the goal. Lovely finish for 1-0. And then quite shortly afterwards, Xherdan Shaqiri, edge of the box, right-footed, smacks that one in as well. Both goals flying in from outside the edge of the box. 2-0. And then, you can't see who it is because his number's blocked. That is Shaqiri again, who's 1v1 at 2-0 not long after. Could have really heaped pressure on the Welsh in respects of if they'd gone 3-0 up and just put it to a point where it was, look, Wales, you need to score, then things would have changed. But they didn't ever get the 3 goals up. In fact, Kavici is going to score another lovely goal. Nice little drag across, step inside, left foot to the keeper's right. Brilliant goals in this game. Brilliant stuff. And I believe the first goal for the Turks in the tournament. But Shaqiri's at it again. First time. Drills that one in left-footed. 3-1. Granit Xhaka, that ball is coming back off the post. So they never could quite get the 3 goals in front. And that was key in the game. You'll see why it could be key. Although, maybe they've done enough to qualify the Swiss. We'll look at the tables in a minute. certainly did enough to win the game in a nothing to lose game. Look at that. 23 shots to 19. You'll love to see it. 50-50 on the possession. 2.3 or 2.0, depending on which model you want to use, on the XG to 1.32. Fairly viable from the Swiss for the victory, who certainly finished well in this game with those outside of the box chances. Let me know what you think if you watched this one. Let's now have a look at the final table. So, Italy miles away from everybody. 3 wins, 9 points, 7 goals, 0 conceded. A pretty perfect group phase from the Italians. And on they go to face second place in Group B. We'll talk about that in a second, which is currently Russia. And they're going to be at Wembley in London. The Italians moving away from Rome. Turkey at the bottom, disaster. The complete opposite of Italy, although they did get a goal on the board in the end. So one to forget for the Turks. We'll move on and not rub it in. Wales, 4 points, +1 on the goal difference, was enough to take second place. From the Swiss, 4 points, -1 on the goal difference. However, they do have 4 in terms of goals scored. So I would argue Switzerland have got a good points total in 4, in respect of getting one of those third place places. They have got a negative goal difference. Remember, we were discussing this yesterday in the chat. 4 points by definition means one game has a neutral goal difference, one has a positive and one has a minus. Obviously, the Swiss lost by 3 to the Italians and won by 2 against the Turks. So, swings and roundabouts with 4 points. Was you win bigger than you defeat is basically the maths there. But I think they've got a chance. And when we look at the next 2 groups, which both are 6-3-3-0 at the moment, there is a chance that they could be qualified by the end of the day. Remember, for the Swiss, it only needs a couple of teams, groups indeed, to have third place on 3 points. Also for the English as well. If that happens tonight, England have qualified, and that makes everything a lot clearer before they even kick a ball. We'll look at tonight's games, but permutations ahoy. So the Welsh will play second in Group B, which is currently the Russians. Excuse me, I think I said for Italy, second in Group B. It wasn't. It's second in Group C. My bad. Don't get too excited in the comments. Austria at the moment is who the Italians will be facing. Looks like a preferable draw. Wales will go off to Amsterdam. Netherlands are already qualified as well, but looking at Switzerland, the potential for them, they are third in Group A, so they could be facing, if they get through, first place in B, F or E, which is currently Belgium, Sweden, but could be Spain, who knows, or France, Germany, Portugal is currently France in that group, and France obviously needing a win going into their last game. So if Switzerland do qualify, the doomsday scenario is France in the game. It would be the Sunday night game, actually. You can see there in Seville. So that is the shape of things there. And here's what's happening tonight. By the way, there's a couple of polls up on Twitter for which games should I choose. Currently leading are the games involving not the teams at the top of the group. Well, actually, one of them does. Ukraine, Austria, you guys want me to watch over North Macedonia and Netherlands. There is a bit more riding on it. I get that. And Finland, Belgium is the other call in there. So we'll give that a couple more hours and decide what we're doing. And just once more, I didn't put the groups in there. If we get a scenario tonight, and let me put those fixtures back up, where Belgium win against Finland and there is a decisive... Belgium win against Finland, then Russia and Denmark means that will be 1 point, or one group rather, definitely not having a 4-point third place. And then Netherlands, against North Macedonia. This is one where we are guaranteed to get... No, we're not, in fact. If there's a decisive result between the Ukraine and Austria, we get those things happen, then England will have qualified before kicking a ball, given they've already got the 4 points. So just keep your eyes on that one. There are results, and that qualify the Swiss, obviously. There we go. I've had my say. Now you have yours. MVP for day 10. Should we go for Xherdan Shaqiri? You let me know what you think in the comments. And we'll figure out what the watch-alongs are going to be when we get the results of the polls. And it's a big thank you for watching. That was day 10. Over and out from me. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button to see more videos from this channel. Hit the subscribe button and to be notified every time we upload. Ring the bell for those notifications to come through on your device. If you really want to support the channel and me as a content creator, I will be eternally grateful if you head over to the merch store and grab something, or support over on Patreon, patreon.com/Benjamin Bloom. Thank you for your time. Go and watch another video.